What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotics, bringing you our Week 7 battle for the BBL. Today we're facing off against the New Britain Rockruff and their coach, DyeItTight, who just happens to be our captain in the APA Academy. The APA Academy, if you guys didn't know, is a league that has 3 different teams, and each team has a captain. Dye just is our captain, so it's going to be a nice battle, nice chance to play against Dye. The last time we played him, I believe, was Little Cup, and if you guys notice anything different, this is the first time I am using my new microphone to record a video. If the audio sounds different, amazing. As I voice crack there. If the audio sounds different, amazing. If it doesn't, that really sucks. I still gotta like toy around with the settings and figure out exactly how I want it to sound. But I have a blue snowball and a I think it's a blue snowball ice actually, and I have a pop filter as well with it, and I have a boom arm that's not set up right now, but yeah, just let me know if you guys hear a difference, if you guys like the sound of it and everything. I've noticed in my testing that there's less of a background hum, background hiss or anything, so that's nice. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the battle. So my opponent is doing very well for himself. I believe he has a kill leader on his team. He has Arceus Fairy, which is beyond scary. This league has come a long way since the first time where I actually joined it in Season 1, where the only Arceuses that were allowed was like Bug and Grass and Fire and I think Ice. And now all of them are allowed, and you can draft the first favorite draft are taken, and the 3 most busted ones are taken: Arceus Dark, Arceus Normal, and Arceus Fairy. So yeah, and we play all 3 of those this season, by the way. We had our first one last week against Arceus Dark, which just completely ran through us. This week Arceus Fairy, hopefully we can like manage it a bit. It's a bit easier to deal with than Arceus Dark in my opinion because of our team. There's also Megalopony, which is extremely terrifying, Victini, Galvantula, Swampert, Steelix, Druddigon, Cragonal, Lilligant, and Oricorio. Quite a few threats on the team. I can honestly see maybe of his 11 mons or 10 mons, we could just count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Of his 10 mons, I can honestly see maybe 8 of them coming. The only 2 that I really can't see coming are the Lilligant and the Oricorio, and guess what? He brought the Lilligant, so interesting. But anyways, our team is Primal Groudon, Mega Altaria, Scolipede, Celebi, Umbreon, Braviary, Hariyama, Kadabra, Marini, and Volbeat. Now we did make transactions, alright? I'm pretty sure I posted a video about that. If I didn't, well then I gotta get on that, I guess. But yeah, anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into the team that we're bringing to this battle. Now, we are sitting at 2 wins and 4 losses, and we basically gotta win out if we want to guarantee a spot in the playoffs. And even then, it's no guarantee if we go 6 and 4. So I'm kind of building a bit seriously, but also kind of like I'm going to use a lot of this to just learn the team, learn the mons, get comfortable with them, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do, because we do have a very different team than we had before. No more Bulu, no more Thundurus, we don't really have a good electric type, we don't have a good grass type anymore other than Celebi, but Celebi's like eh. But anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into the team that we're bringing. So to start off, I have a very interesting Primal Groudon set. I have speed for Ad and Druddigon. I have also speed for Victini, creeping Primal Groudon at -1, so if he is creeping a base 90 with his Victini, then he goes for a V-Crate, he goes to -1 speed, and will outspeed the next turn, so that's very important. Our HP and special defense, or HP and physical defense rather, are so we're never 2 KO'd by an Adamant Megalopony's high jump kick. We're on our HP and speed F, so we're never 3 KO'd by Timid Judgment after rocks, or 2 KO'd by +1 Judgment after rocks, and the rest I put into our attack. Now this set is running a couple different moves here. I was really debating back and forth which moves I wanted, but I knew I wanted Precious Blaze and Fire Blast. That would allow me to hit the Arceus for a lot of damage if he's running a physical set. Precious Blaze would do a lot of damage there, and Precious Blaze would do a lot of damage if he's running a no bulk set, and Fire Blast would do a lot of damage if he's running a physical set. I also have Hone Claws, and I originally had Earthquake, but I changed that to Rock Tomb. I was also really debating Solar Beam, but I didn't think the Swampert was going to end up coming. It did though, and if it did end up coming, I thought it was going to be Rindo Berry, and if it is Rindo Berry, then Precious Blaze 2 kills regardless, even if it's max defense, max HP, so I felt like it was okay for me not to run the Solar Beam. I have the Rock Tomb instead, which can really scare the Arceus and the Lopunny, and they might think that I will be outspeeding them. Next up though, we have our Mega Altaria here making its debut. We have attack to Oko Megalopony with 152 defense with return. The reason I did that was because if he decided to run a Jolly Nature Lopunny and then have enough speed for my fastest mon, which would be my Scolipede, the rest would be able to go into defense. He'd have 152 left over, and that would allow me to Oko him regardless. Obviously, I do think he's going to be Adamant Natured because he can and he needs the damage output, but just in case he decides to be timid or jolly, I felt like this was my best course of action. I didn't feel like I needed more just because, oh wait, where am I looking at? There we go. The bulk we have on this thing, so we're not too killed by Mega Lopunny's Ice Punch or Return, Life Orb Galvantula Sin Power Ice, Jolly Band V Creates, Modest Non-Boosting Glaciate, or OHKO'd by Timid Never Melt Ice Cryogonal's Ice Beam. I'm running a lot of calcs on this thing. Yeah, so we're not too killed by quite a few things, and yeah, we're not OHKO'd by the Cryogonal's Ice Beam, which is great. Anyways, moving on though, we have what do we have on the set? We have Return, Flamethrower, Roost, and Toxic. If he's running a Victini with Substitute, then this set is kind of screwed against it, because obviously my only move to really break its sub would be Return or Flamethrower, and both those are not going to break a sub. And obviously he needs to have leftovers, but he can run like a sub-toxic Victini and really do a lot of work to me this week, so I gotta be careful around that. Moving on though, I didn't need the speed on this set, so that's why I'm relaxed natured. Now we have our Scolipede here, which has speed for Lopunny at +1. I am not running very much speed investment. I have Earthquake, Poison Jab, Toxic Spikes, and Protect, and we are able to be an Ad Nature with only 44 EVs in speed, because that's all we need. If I need the speed, I just Protect and I'm good to go. So let's go over this again. Where am I looking? Okay, yeah, I didn't feel like I need more speed, since I could just Protect with it on the Scarf Victini, and I can scare it out, so that's if it is Scarfed. Next up though, we also have the Life Orb on this set with an Ab Nature, which will always let me 2-KO'd Fairy Arceus with Poison Jab if he's got speed for Groudon and the rest in defense and HP. And if he's just max, if he's max HP, max defense with a Bold Nature, it's a 78% chance for us to 2-KO him. So I'll take those odds, it's the best I can do. We also take 1 Zen Headbutt from a non-boosting Victini, and we take 2 Timid Earth Powers or Judgments from Arceus, and we live a +1 of either after rocks. So Judgment or Earth Power, whichever one it's going to be, I imagine he's going to have both of them on his set with Calm Mind and Recover. Both of those we should live at +1 after rocks. And we also live 1 Life Orb Thunder from Timid Galvantula. So very good. I was able to put a lot of bulk into my Scolipede this week, and it's amazing. Our next mon is going to be, oh, and I forgot to mention, Toxic Spikes is here because he doesn't have a grounded poison type. Steelix is an amazing switch-in to this thing, so is Swampert, and this mon really runs through his entire team, so I'm kind of expecting at least one to come. I definitely expected the Steelix to come. It's a reliable rocker, it helps deal with the Mega Altaria, but the Swampert did not expect it all. It did come, but it's not the end of the world. I can just set up a Toxic Spike on the switch out from the Fairy Arceus into the Steelix, and then I can be golden for the rest of the game. Next up, Volbeat. Volbeat takes a high jump kick into a return after leftovers from Adamant Mega Lopunny. We also live a neutral Timid Judgment from Fairy Arceus after rocks, and we also take 2 non-boosting Thunders from Timid Galvantula, and our set is Encore, Toxic, Roost, and U-Turn. Now, U-Turn is there for momentum, and Encore is there to lock things into something like Sub, or Calm Mind, or Recover, or Refresh, or whatever the case may be, Fake Out, and Roost is there for recovery, very important, Toxic there to wear things down. Our next mon is going to be our Celebi here, which is not 2-KO'd by Fairy Arceus' Timid Judgment, or almost never 2-KO'd by Adamant Return after rocks from Lopunny. It's like I think he has to get the two max rolls. Like there's 2 rolls for they're different rolls, so like whatever it is, they're like 1 point of health difference, but if he gets 2 of those, he'll get the KO. So very scary there. But I think we can go with those odds. We're also never OHKO'd after rocks by Life Orb, Timid Galvantula's Bug Buzz because we have the Tanga Berry, and this is meant as a way to chip down and force out the Steelix. We did originally have Parasong on the set to stop the setup from Arceus, but I decided to change that because of my front office, and thank God I did, because I changed it into Healing Wish. So my set now is Recover, U-Turn, Giga Drain, and Healing Wish. Recover is there because it allows me to help wall the Mega Lopunny, it allows me to help wall the Steelix, the Swampert, whatever the case may be, and having Healing Wish is very, very important because it allows my Groudon to be a bit more offensive early in the game compared to what it was going to be, which was going to be a late game cleaner. Now I can just lead with it and just put in work right away. Our final mon is going to be our Braviary, which is Choice Scarf this week, another newcomer. Of our 5 new mons, 4 of them came this week, which is kind of crazy. We have the same speed as Scolipede because we are Choice Scarf, so we reach whatever it is to outspeed Mega Lopunny, because his speed tiers are really weird. He has the Victini and above, and then he has everything else and below at like Swampert level, and it's, I don't know, I can afford to have either no speed, like a few of my mons. Let me look at this. I have one mon that is Jolly, but only has enough speed to outspeed a faster mon because it's Scarfed. I then have 1, 2, 3 relaxed natured mons, a brave natured mon, and then an adamant natured mon. So like I don't really care about speed too much this game, even though speed is very important because we do outspeed a lot of the threats. that are slower than us, obviously, and the ones that are faster than us, we're not even going to bother putting EVs into outspeed. Water break. All right. So hoping the audio still sounds good. I'm going to just go ahead and jump into the game here. So looking at what he's bringing here, I was kind of surprised to see the Lilligant. Honestly, I did not think that thing was going to be coming at all. I didn't think it had a good matchup against me, but I mean, he's bringing it, so good for him. But I don't really know what he wants to lead with. I think my best lead, though, is going to be the Groudon. I can punish literally everything, which is amazing. So I'm going to lead off with my Groudon here, go like to die, and let's just go ahead and jump into it. So like I said, Groudon is my lead here. I can really force out whatever he wants to send in, and I can really scare a lot of things. So I'm lead off with San Francisco, the Groudon here. And he leads off with Nike, which to me is obviously the Victini. And I'm just going to fire off the Precipice Blades. I was really thinking, do I want to click Rock Tomb here? But I decided against it because I thought he might go into like the Arceus here, and I didn't want to have to be switched out right away or be forced to switch out right away. So I go for the Precipice Blades thinking, you know what, I can just get the KO right here. He might be Shuckleberry, he might not be, but still my play here is to go for the Precipice Blades, the most amount of damage to him. So I go for Precipice Blades as he reveals to be a special set. A V-Create in his Sun never 3KO'd me if he wasn't banded. And if he was banded, then he just went down. This Blue Flare has a small chance, I believe, to 3KO me. If he's like max special attack, he ends up being Shuckleberry, so he lives the hit. And again, I want to go for the Rock Tomb here, but I didn't want to reveal it, so I just decided to take the risk, the 85% accurate move, and fire it off against the Victini. Do we land though? Because if we don't land, that's a terrible thing. We do land though, we connect, amazing, and down goes the Victini, so that's a big threat to our team gone. It would have outspent my Celebi, it would have Oko with Blue Flare, so I'm really happy it's gone, honestly. It allows my Celebi to be much more free this game. In comes Playboy, which is his Mega Lopunny. I'm expecting Return to come out. There's really no reason for him not to go for that. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go hard into my Celebi here, as he is going to be able to just fire off whatever he needs to do. Honestly, this thing is very scary for my team to deal with, but luckily I do have a lot of decent checks to it. I have my Altaria, I have my Celebi, and I have my Marini in the back. I also have my Volbeat, which I brought to this game. So a lot of decent options for us. He goes for the Return here. He's going to do a decent chunk of damage to us. I don't know if he's jolly from that. I don't know if he's not max attack or not max happiness, but yeah, he goes into his Lilligant here as I just go for the Recover. And I'm honestly kind of shocked why he went to this out of all things. I know it's kind of Quiver Dance. It's probably enough Sleep Powder, I'm thinking. Probably a Leaf Storm or a Petal Dance or something like that. I know it gets own tempo. He's going to outspeed us and go for the Quiver Dance here, as I can just go for a U-turn. And you're going to see, again, I am relaxed nature, so I have no attack investment. But U-turn here is going to do a decent chunk of damage to it. He does almost 50% to it. That's fantastic. So I can now switch out and I can go into my Mega Altaria here. Now, he is at +1. The reason I went to this instead of my Scolipede was because I didn't want to Protect and then get hit by a +2 move because he decided to set up on my Protect. So because of that, I went to Altaria. It's also the least useful member of my team right now, and yeah, I can get the KO with Return guaranteed. I can't get it with Flamethrower guaranteed, but yeah, I really want to predict the Steelix coming in because I thought he wasn't done with the Lilligant, but I felt like going for the Return was most important, and he went to the Steelix. I can Flamethrower it after, so I'm going to Mega Evolve here and go for the Return. It should get the KO. This thing doesn't get Sludge Bomb. It doesn't get like any poison moves outside of Hidden Power Poison or Steel moves or Ice moves, so it's basically just Grass moves and no moves I have to worry about. And then he fires off the Z move, which catches me off guard, so I'm thinking, okay, is he Double Edge? Is he like Hyper Beam or something? And the Hyper Beam, I feel like that would have gotten the KO on me because he's +1 and I don't have much special defense investment, but it ends up being Bloom Doom, so I should live this hit no matter what. It is Stab, it is neutral, it isn't non-neutral, it is resisted though, and even though it is +1, it should be doing, I'm thinking like around half, and it does a bit more than half, and that caught me off guard. So I go for the Return here, and we are going to be able to get the KO on the Lilligant. So the first 2 kills of the game goes to us, so we're up 6-4 really quickly, and this game ends up being a lot more offensive than I expected. In comes the Arceus Fairy, so value 100%, and I'm just going to let him kill me with the Judgment here. I go with the Toxic here, just in case you want to set up a Calm Mind or something on the switch, but I'm fine with him getting the KO on me here. Floofy wasn't going to do very much this game either. I didn't have many switch-ins, so I felt like it was fine for me to do this. At this point, I'm going to go into my Scolipede, allow it to make its debut. I'm going to fire off my Toxic Spikes here as I can force this thing out. So I'm going to go for the Toxic Spikes, hoping he goes to Steelix, which he does, and that's fantastic. I still haven't revealed my Life Orb. I haven't revealed anything yet, except for the fact that I have Toxic Spikes, which is amazing because now the Arceus comes back in, and it is Poison. I want to go for the second one here, but I felt like my best option was going to be to go into, I believe, the Volbeat. Do I go into, or do I go? I think I go into Celebi here. Yeah, I go into Celebi here. So Celebi is a good check to the Steelix here. It can't really do anything against me. If it Toxics, I have the Natural Cure. I also have Giga Drain to gain Recovery back. I have Recover. I have Healing Wish to get back into my Groudon if I need to. So I have a lot of options here. He's going to switch out though, and he's going to go into his Silvally here, so I can go for the, I'm going to go for the Giga Drain here. And the reason I went for that is because, again, I just need to chip down the Steelix. On the off chance that he stays in, tries to Toxic me, Heavy Slam, whatever the case may be, I need to get chip on that thing, break it sturdy so that I can obliterate it with Fire Blast from my Groudon. So he's getting chipped down by Poison now. He's going to go for the Judgment here, and I believe I go for the Recover or the U-Turn. I think I go for the, what do I go for here? Do I go for U-Turn? I U-Turn out. So I U-Turn out because I didn't know if he was going to set up a Calm Mind or not, and I can now go into, I believe I go into my Scolipede here, right? Yeah, I go into my Scolipede here. He is technically in range. There's a chance that I can get the KO on him because of the Toxic Spike already, and it's not in our favor, but he's around 50%, around 55%. So I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake though, because he knows he can't let his Arceus go down. If he lets it go down, he loses. So I go with the Earthquake here, as in comes the Steelix, and we get that thing. So that's fantastic. We get the prediction right. So far, the 50-50s with Scolipede have been great, and we do about 35% to the Steelix, which I don't know if it's physically defensive or specially defensive. I really don't. Steelix is just so bulky. I'm honestly really happy with that damage though, and I'm now going to switch out, and I'm going to go into, I believe I go into my Celebi now again. It's either Celebi or Volbeat. It's always going to be one of the two. I go into a Volbeat here. So Volbeat is out. I have the Encore. I have the Roost, and he goes for Heavy Slam, which is going to do, depending on his spread, it can be a 2 KO or it cannot. And based on that, it's not a 2 KO. He did 60 points of health to me. I'm at 71, and I'm just going to take the risk and fire off the Encore, make him locked into that, and really kind of scare him out whenever he sees my Volbeat, because the thing with Volbeat, if I Encore him into something that's ridiculous and I can then U-turn out into one of my threats after taking a hit, that's good for me. Like I can like it's only positive. We lived the hit on 10. He does 61 points of health this time, and so it's a good thing we had our leftovers, because had we not, we would have actually dropped there. And I'm now going to Roost up, get back to about 56-ish%, 57%, something like that, and we should be good to continue walling the Steelix, forcing it into the Heavy Slams, and really just the one downside about this plan is that he's getting recovery back to his sturdy range, and I can't have that. I just want to get out of range of a second Heavy Slam, so I can bring this thing in like before rocks, after rocks, whatever, and I can live as Heavy Slam. That's what I want to do, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible or not. I'm gonna go for another Roost here. As he switches out, and he's gonna go into his Arceus here. Now this kind of sucks. I'm kind of okay with it, because he's going to be taking more chip from the poison. He hasn't revealed Refresh. He hasn't revealed Recover. He probably has Recover, honestly, but yeah, no, he's gonna take a 25% or 12%. There we go. And I can now go for the Roost one more time. I went for the Roost here because I want to scout what he wanted to do. If I'd gone for the U-turn, then I would have been 2 KO'd on entry, which I didn't want to happen, so I just decided to stay in and Roost, and he's going to recover up here, so he's getting back to basically full, take a bit of chip from the poison, and at this point, I'm kind of in a tough spot. I really didn't know what I wanted to do this game, and he's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Steelix here as a very interesting play, and I believe I Encore, so I Encored him into the Recover there. He goes into Steelix, so the good thing is he's kind of conditioned now to think I'm going to go for the Encore whenever I feel like it, and whenever I feel like it's going to be locking him into something that is not an attacking move. But anyways, he goes into his Steelix here. He's going to go for the Toxic on my Celebi. He lands it. Not a big deal, because my Celebi, like I said, I had the Natural Cure. It's not the end of the world. And I believe right here I go for the Giga Drain, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what I do here? I think I go for Giga Drain. So, or I think it's either Recover or Giga Drain, honestly. This game happened a little while ago. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the details right. But anyways, he switches out into his Silvally here. His Arceus. I'm going to keep calling it that. I called it that like in my chat. I said like, oh, he goes into Silvally. It's like, no, he goes into Arceus. On my Recover here. And I believe at this point, is it, what do I do here? I'm trying to think. The turns are all kind of like fading together. So he's going to probably go for the Judgment here as he goes for the Judgment, and I honestly can't remember what I'm going to do. It's either a U-turn or a Giga Drain or a Recover or a Healing Wish. I don't think it's a Recover. I think I go for the Healing Wish here, right? No, I U-turn out. So I U-turn out, and I'm gonna go into my Scolipede again. Right, Scolipede comes out. Yes, Scolipede comes out. Now the thing is, because of the Stealth Rocks and the Life Orb recoil, I'm in range of the Judgment. So I'm going to click Protect here. I think now's my time to reveal the Protect. I haven't revealed it yet. And I've been in on the Arceus twice. So I Protect here as he's going to be guaranteed outspeeding me the first turn. But he goes to the Judgment, and now I will outspeed him. Now the benefit of this is because he didn't recover here, he needs to recover this turn. If he doesn't, then he loses his Arceus. That's if I don't Poison Jab. I have to Earthquake here. An Earthquake, I think I can still get the KO. So I Earthquake here. It's my best play. He's going to go into Mean Mug the Steelix. And at this point in time, my goal is to make sure that this Steelix is at low HP as possible so that my Groudon, my Braviary, whatever Mon is coming in, can get the KO on it. That is my plan. So I take a little bit of chip from the Life Orb there. I'm going to fire off a second Earthquake here as he's going to take about 45-ish% from the first Earthquake. I'm going to have +2 speed, we outspeed everything on his team. Earthquake comes out again, and this is good. I'm just like, you know what, we're going to get a decent amount of chip off on the Steelix, and I'm really wishing I was Solar Beam now on my Groudon, because I could get the KO on the Swampert if it wasn't Rindo Berry. But he goes for the Heavy Slam, and somehow, miraculously, we live the hit. I guess Scorpion is a very big, thick bug, so +3 now. This is great because look at the KO on the Steelix with the Earthquake, and he's forced to sack it off. But no, he switches out and he goes into his Swampert here, Hank Dank Tank, and we're going to be able to get a large amount of damage off on this thing. It is poison now, which is fantastic, and we are going to go down to the Life Orb recoil here, but Earthquake is going to come out and it's going to do about 40% to this thing. I'm assuming it's max defense, max HP to better take hits from the Groudon, but still, we actually crit him here with that attack, I forgot to mention. So that's good with us. We got that crit there. It's valuable. Not gonna lie, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's pretty big because it allows it to be now it's in range 100% of my Groudon's Precious Blades. But this more time, I'm gonna go into Onion here. There's really no reason for me not to do that, and I believe I just recover up, or do I? No, I think I Healing Wish here. I think this is the turn I Healing Wish. So he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go into his Silvally, his Arceus. My God, and I Healing Wish at this point now. Groudon was there for the first two turns of the match. Hasn't seen the field since. His Arceus is low, it's about to die, and I'm going to go into my Groudon here. Now, I believe he has the Earth Power. Earth Power is going to do a huge chunk of damage to me, and based on the damage he's been doing this entire game, I believe he has no investment, or very little investment, in his special attack. So, I get back to full, I take a bit from Rocks, and I'm going to scout the Earth Power, and I'm going to switch out into my Braviary here. If he decides to go for the Earth Power, that's amazing. My Braviary comes in and it 2 KOs everything on his team. So I do that here. I'm really hoping he goes to the Earth Power, because if he doesn't, I think I lose. I take 25% from Rocks here, and we are now going to be taking the Judgment. So I guess it doesn't look like he has the Earth Power, or he predicted the Scout. We do live the hit somehow. The good news is the Arceus is basically dead. I can go for the Brave Bird here. We will outspeed because we are Scarked, and the Arceus will go down. So the Arceus gets only 1 kill this game, and it's on our Altaria. So the 1 Mon it had super effective coverage for, it got the KO on. So down goes Arceus, that's amazing. Braviary, and yeah, it sucks that it was forced to take the Judgment here, but it's not the end of the world. I think we did good. He's gonna take poison damage from the Megalopi now as he reveals the Quick Attack. Obviously, Quick Attack was there for the Scolipede, so that way I couldn't just Protect, Fake Out, and like outspeed. He'd be able to actually move to hit me before he takes a hit. I'm gonna go into my Volbeat here, and at this point in time, I'm gonna reveal the U-turn. I take 25% from the Rocks. I would Encore him into Quick Attack, so he thinks that, and he's gonna switch out and he's gonna go into his Steelix, and I thankfully saved the U-turn in the back, and I go for it. And if I had revealed it, I don't know if he would have stayed in it or not, but U-turn comes out, and U-turn will allow us to go into our Groudon, and he's got 3 Mons left: Steelix, the Swampert, and the Megalophony. We have 2 Mons left: our Groudon and our Volbeat. It all comes down to, can we hit moves? That's all it comes down to. He gets recovery back from the leftovers, and I'm just gonna fire off the Precipice Blades. So the reason I do this is because it covers all my bases. If he switches out, we're good. If he doesn't switch out, then we're good still. So I go for the Precipice Blades. In comes the Swampert. Does it take this hit? If it does, it'll die to poison, so I'm good there, and we managed to get the KO on it. So down goes the Swampert. That's the second kill for Groudon, and that's 3 Presswood Blades in a row that we land. Can we land 5? We need to land 5 Presswood Blades in a row and we win the game. In comes Lopunny. Now this thing, I'm calcing it. Fake out from that damage, it could be Adamant, it could be Jolly, I still don't know. But high jump kick, we are out of range of 100%. So it does maximum of 96 points of health, or I think 97, one of the two, 96 or 97. In comes the Steelix. I fire off the Presswood Blades, we land, so down goes the Steelix. That's 3 KOs for the Groudon now. Mind games are coming up, and this is very important because in comes the Mega Lopunny. He has to fake out here, and then he has to high jump kick to get the KO, and that's a roll. I'm debating, do I go into my Volbeat here, and do I click Encore on the fake out? He's probably gonna go for quick attack because of outspeeding, he'll have higher priority, but he'll be locked into quick attack. He'll be taking poison damage every turn, and I'll be able to roost off the damage, I'll be able to win with the Toxic Spike. But if he goes for a return here, or if he goes for high jump kick, then we won't be in a good spot. We're gonna be in a losing battle. We're probably gonna lose the game. So I decided to take the risk. I take the risk and I'm gonna play for the roll. I'm gonna play for a chance that I actually miss my attack. He goes for fake out here. He gets a roll, that brings it down to 95. We are now in range of a max roll from an Adamant high jump kick. He goes for a return though, so we're gonna guarantee live this hit. Do we land our Presswood Blades? Presswood Blades comes out, we connect, we should get the KO here. There's no way he can live this hit, and we pick up a 2-0 win. Insane. Honestly, I can't believe we actually won that game. I did not think we were going to be able to beat an Arceus at all this season, but we managed to do it, especially with our team. Honestly, it turns out he was, I believe, mono Judgment with Refresh and Recover, and I'm pretty sure he had Calm Mind on that set, but my god. That was a hell of a game. We played it very, very well. The one time we, I believe, made a big misplay was the turn we went into the Braviary on the Groudon, but it didn't cost us too much because Groudon was able to take the hit regardless. Yeah, basically came down to, honestly, if Braviary would be able to kill the Steelix or not with Brave Bird. That would have been the deal. And I think, honestly, in hindsight, we made the right play. So yeah, GG to Die. I'm kind of shocked, honestly. My mouth is parched right now. I'm so happy with how this game turned out. The new team members, the 4 new members, they all did their job. They did well. Altaria a bit less than the others, but Scolipede came through for us. Groudon, MVP, of course. Groudon, I believe, has 11 kills on the season, so that's fantastic. 11 kills through 7 weeks. Not the most amazing thing in the world, but it's 11 and I believe 4 or 5. So it's not awful. It's I think Arceus was 15-0, or 15 kills at least, at the time before of this video. So yeah, I mean, I'll take it. GG to Die. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be releasing tons of stuff to close out Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and a bunch of new stuff once Sword and Shield comes out. Now that I have a new microphone, you guys can bear my talking. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all next time.